G'day champions, I decided to check out what nail polish remover was capable of doing to my Xbox controller. Hit that subscribe button too if you're enjoying the videos, please. Anyways, quick warning, don't try this at home. It can be fairly dangerous to breathe in the acetone, so I just wouldn't recommend it all. We're going to add Old Faithful back in. I think this is going to be Old Faithful's last video. Poor Old Faithful. Anyway, we've got acetone here. We're going to just pour this in, get it filled up to, I don't know, basically as much as we can. We want to see some fairly decent results here, and watch pretty quick here because you'll see it happens fast. You'll see where I point the arrow here, there's a crack already starting, and then we get some, I don't know, weird stuff happening at the bottom here, and then even in the middle, there's a crack starting too. So I'll just quickly replay that zoomed in, and you can see that crack there in real time is just spreading really, really fast, surprisingly. And there's the middle one. So unexpected results already on my end. What did you guys reckon? Let me know in the comments. So this is just a speed through of the last of the first 10 minutes, and we're going to pull it out, drain it off, and check it out. So you can see that acetone is just absolutely disgusting already. Can't really tell you what would have exactly made it that color. Yeah. Anyway, have a look at the buttons here. They've got like a ghosting effect, and when you push them in, they don't really work anymore already. And like this is 10 minutes. So I'd hate to leave it in overnight, and oh, we're doing some finger painting here as well, apparently. So it's literally just melting the buttons away. So you can see here, it's basically, yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to get a lot worse over time. And I'll push the buttons in here again, and you can see if I push hard enough, they just stay in. So I think we found a way to make an auto clicker at least. Anyway, looking at the bottom, we've got cracks and stuff already starting here too. And you can see, oh, that joystick. This is basically why I'm using this controller. Anyway, you can see yeah. That just looks absolutely gross, doesn't it, guys? Thought we'd do a quick zoom in and slow down on that. Oh, just look at it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Anyway, move along, Mick, move along. So we've got cracks down on the side panels here, and I notice as the acetone's actually drying while I've got it out, the cracks are getting worse and worse. So it's looking like, I don't know, giving it a kind of cool effect. Might try and do something with this in a more of a controlled fashion. You might get a really cool look on your controller, but yeah, take a lot of care. You can see there's just discoloration. It's different look, different texture everywhere it's touched. So we'll pop that back in, and that can have another 10 minutes in there. We'll just quickly speed through this. So I've got done like a time lapse, I guess you call it. I don't know if it's the greatest time lapse. I'm sorry, but I tried. There's just not really much difference, I'd say, till we pull it out. So this is after 20 minutes. Gonna drag this bugger out, and as you can see, it's definitely looking worse for wear now. This one gives me some interesting results. So get this one drained off, and you can see for starters, those buttons in the middle look like they're pretty much at one with the controller. They're harmonious. It's we've got a line down here of just a completely different texture. I think that button's, yeah, all of these buttons are just one part of the controller now. That's just, it looks like something you'd use when you're water painting. I reckon we could do something with that. I'll do something with that later in the video. And aside from that, you can see all the cracking at the back now. We've got a bit of peeling even starting. Didn't expect that at all. But yeah. Anyway, it's a pretty big mess. We've got the B button here. Let's see, there's some kind of coating on that. I don't know what that would be. Be interested to know a bit more about these, but I don't know. So this was just good fun. Tried poking through the button, but she's still pretty strong. Same with the A button. That actually held up a bit stronger. I'd like to do this maybe long enough to see if I could poke a screwdriver through the shell of the controller. Let me know down below in the comments if you want me to like do an overnight soak on this, something like that. So you can see all the stress cracks and everything forming here as it's drying again. It looks really, really cool, in my opinion. What do you guys reckon? Anyway, looking at the side here and the top, just want to show you a comparison for each of the 10 minutes. Get through this pretty quick, but you can see that peeling's really starting to get pretty bad as it dries off. So we should get this one dunked back in again, give it 10 more minutes, And we'll do a little bit of a speed through here again, time lapse, whatever you call it. I'll tell you, it's pretty hard to ramble on through one of these videos. I think I've got like 8 minutes to ramble on here for, so thanks for keeping me company if you hit this far. And hit that like button too if you're enjoying the video so far, please. So we've got 30 minutes here now. These are the final results, and these are worth looking at. So this was pretty cool. The D-pad itself has basically disintegrated into a pad of water paint now. So you can see we could just blend that in with the controller, and once that plastic sets, that'll actually, yeah, it looks really cool. I'll show you a picture of it at the end. Anyways, the joystick, that's not affected at all. That's a completely different material. And you can see the buttons, well, all the buttons are at one with the controller now, aren't they? They were still a little bit firm, so they hadn't completely gone soft or dissolved. So doing this overnight would probably produce some pretty cool results. And I said I'd do something painting-wise. There we go. Done my name. Sign that controller. It's a very special controller. It deserved it, all right? It deserved it. We had a moment. Anyway, in the next bit here, we've got one of the cool parts that I found was that the acetone seemed to make it peel off rather than dissolve or melt like the buttons were on the front. So I'd say this is a slightly different material. I'm not sure exactly, or maybe made differently. But yeah, it's really done some damage to this plastic. I reckon these look cool though, and if you could make them as a real trigger, I think they'd look like beastie triggers. But yeah, you can see it's peeled here as well, and they're fairly thick slices of plastic that I'm peeling off. They're not, as you can see, they're holding up pretty well. Well, they're breaking, but they're holding up pretty well, and yeah, I don't know. I just didn't expect that anyway. What do you guys reckon? If I leave it in longer, do you reckon it would just melt away, or do you reckon I'd have to keep peeling it? But anyway, that's the controller. You can see the front of it. It's got all this peeling stuff as well. I'll just peel a couple of these bits back. But aside from that, it's like absolutely trashed. Give me some opinions. You can see now that it's drying, the D-pad is all nice and shiny. That looks really, really cool. And all my finger painting's all dried up, which is cool. And those A button, B button, Y, all that, they're just completely ghosted out. So stay tuned in just a moment. I'll show some footage of it after it's dried, about 10-15 minutes. And you can see it looks totally different. And I would ask, I think it would only be right if we all put a rip in chat for this controller. It's done its service for the channel. And thanks very much for watching me, you champions. Listen to me ramble on all this time. Sub to the channel would be absolutely amazing if you could, please. And check out the other videos I've got on the screen now.